Let's talk about 6, baby.
Glorious. No, I won't give in till I'm victorious.
Hello everyone, this is CJ Novo 992 and today we are back with another brand new video. Today's video we are here to talk about Rangers 6, Hibs 1. Now I'll say it again in case you're all the way in the back. The scoreline was Rangers 6, Hibs 1. But before we go anywhere near the game itself, just a friendly reminder between me and thee watching today's video. If you are new around here, make sure you be hitting that subscribe button and help us, the nation, on our way towards 55k, because we just saw a performance that was a 55 warning. And honestly, I didn't care to start with this one, because when you just look at it, Rangers had 34 shots in the game with 19 on target. So before we go any further, congratulations to that Hibs goalkeeper, because he kept this from being an absolute cricket score. 19 saves. 19. Now, if you caught yesterday's prediction video, I talked up the wing position for Rangers, saying that would be the key area in the game because that's where Hibs the weakest, and I singled out Jordan Jones before the game as being my man to unlock the door. Well, I can honestly say, even though I said that in yesterday's video, I wasn't expecting this type of performance from Jordan Jones. That was absolutely frightening from that young man. Every single time he got the ball at his feet, he was just a threat, either skinning the defenders rotten or whipping in an early cross. He was frightening. Honestly, what Jordan Jones done to that Hibs defence has no place in football. That belongs on a website that you shouldn't be watching at 3 PM. It's 6:30 now though. And I'm so happy for Jordan Jones, because the guy had his critics, and even after his performance on Thursday we had some people saying let's see him doing it again and let's see him follow up and show that he's not just a 1 out of every 3 or 4 games. Well, after Thursday's man of the match performance, he's played on Sunday at home versus Hibs with the crowd there, the pressure on him, and he showed once again that the guy can handle it. But because we've got so much to cover, let's dive into the very first goal then, shall we? And it was scored in the 9th minute by Rangers' number 9, Defoe. Maybe a surprise starter in the game versus Hibs, but I think he backed himself up pretty well with a cheeky little hat-trick. And the goal itself came from Ojo, who again had a little bit of pressure on his shoulders given his last performance versus Kilmarnock, but he was excellent, so positive every time he got the ball. Also, he cuts inside, hits a wicked shot that's saved very well by Marciaro. But what I like about Jermaine Defoe, and you can have all these pundits and all these people talk about his age and think it's short-sighted bringing him in, but that guy at his age is still the first one to react to the ball, onto that rebound in a flash. And when you look at it, by the time he hits the ball, he's pulled away from that defence by 4 or 5 yards. That's how sharp and how intelligent that man still is. And it's a fantastic tidy finish from Jermaine Defoe as well. And the second goal of the game I absolutely love as well. So we switch from the right hand side over to the left with Jordan Jones. He nutmegs one Hibs player, runs towards the defence, hits a perfectly timed pass to Ojo, who continues his run, and with his first touch whips it right back in across the defender towards the front post. And Jermaine Defoe once again showing just up there, he's at a next level to anyone else in this league. Skip in front of Darren McGregor just with a tidy left footed finish this time. So that's one with his right and one with his left. That'll be important coming later on in today's video. But as that ball hit the back of the net, that was 2-0 after only 15 minutes of the game. Absolute dreamland. And if you'd have told me right then and there that would be the last goal until the 74th minute, I would never ever have believed you. We started the game so strongly and we were in utter control of that entire game. But this is where you've just got to sit back and give the tip of the cap to the goalkeeper, because he kept this from being a cricket score. Let's be brutally honest here. Fantastic save after save after save. In fact, not only did he continue to make save, but he kept Hibs into the game, and in the 40th minute they scored a goal out of absolutely nothing with their first shot on goal. And I know you were like me, you just sat back and you went, aye, of course, no doubt, aye, that's what happens, we've seen this before, we're born and bred Rangers fans, we know how this goes, it's going to be nippy bum time. And when you think about it, we made one mistake in that entire half and punished. That is how good Scott Allen is in the ball. We identified him in the prediction video as being the key man and the puppet master for Hibs, and he was that. That pass is absolutely to perfection. Not only is it between Stephen Davis and Joe Aribo, but it's also smashed right in between Connor Goldson and Katic. It takes 4 Rangers players out the game, and it's perfectly weighted for the ongoing Hibs player just to slot it by McGregor. We maybe hate the guy, but the guy is tremendously talented, and that ball right there was fantastic. But once again, this Rangers team showed that they are not the teams of the past, because if that would have happened last year, I think they'd have probably scored before half-time, or at least early on in the second half. But we dug in deep, and we done maybe the dirtier side of the game well for the first 10 minutes when Hibs kind of grew into the game at the start of the second half. We weathered the storm, we made no other mistakes, we defended well, and we rallied back, and once again we answered the bell. And now, besides Hibs pressure and Rangers just firing shots at Marciano within the first 10 minutes of the second half, there was one other talking point, and that was the fact that Mackie just decided to do that, to be fair. I mean, there's no arguments. It's a clear handball every day, a week, and twice on Sunday. I have no idea why he's spitting and kicking the ball whenever that going on a wee huff. The guy literally jumped up and gave the people's elbow. Now, the only thing I'm going to say, my first reaction was it was a penalty kick, but when seeing the replay back, I think he was just outside. So the referee got that one right, but the one earlier on in the first half when Jordan Jones just ran in between three of them, that should have been a penalty kick, so beating things. And another key point in the game, in my personal opinion, is when Scott Allen was substituted off for Hibs, because I think he got a little bit of a knock, but that substitution I think unlocked the door for Stephen Davis to even start dictating the play further forward. Not saying that him going off unleashed Stephen Davis and he just became a good player. Stephen Davis was having a near perfect game up to that moment in time, but I think the battle with Scott Allen was sort of making him having to sit back further and further. But the second Scott Allen went off, Davis went 10-15 yards up the park and he took the game over. And the third goal for Rangers is all down to Stephen Davis. It was a bit of a throwback Stephen Davis moment. Perfectly timing the ball, driving right into the box, and with a wonderful cross to the back post, Jermaine Defoe is there to score the header. A perfect hat-trick from Jermaine Defoe, one with his right, one with his left, and one with the little man's noggin. Now that well and truly killed the game off, but Rangers weren't done there. Nah. Now this is the second time so far this season already that one of our strikers has scored a hat-trick, and when he's been coming off the park, the striker that's replaced the man has went on to score. That is pretty decent striking options. And honestly, I've just got a big smile on my face because once again Alfredo Morelos comes on and just does Morelos things. He was my captain in the Fantasy League and I was absolutely devastated he didn't start in this game, but the man came on and saved my fantasy team weekend. So from me to he, thank you so much, Buffalo. Within 60 seconds of him being on the park, he nutmegs one Hibs player, runs straight towards the box, just absolutely outmuscles another one and drills it in the bottom right of the goal. He's just on and he's doing things. But the big buff wasn't satisfied with just one goal off the bench. The man continued to try to get his second goal when he grabbed the second goal of the game with a clinical finish in the 89th minute. Which means in his last 7 games, Alfredo Morelos has scored 7 goals and got 2 assists. If that's him disgruntled and wanting out, I don't want to see what the man's like when he's happy and content. However, we have one other goal to talk about, and that came from Ojo, and the man well and truly deserved his goal. He came this away from scoring a couple of goals throughout the game, but he got it late on in the 92nd minute, I believe. Yes, it was a deflection, but it was still gone in, so it still goes to Big Ojo. And with that being said, that is the end of the game recap. Now, very briefly, we're going to turn our attention to some of the individual player focuses, because there's a reason we're wearing this signed Ryan Jack shirt, ladies and gentlemen, because that performance from that man right there was quite possibly his best performance in a Rangers shirt. The man is so consistently good that the fact that that man can jump above that with that performance versus Hibs is absolutely frightening. What a player Ryan Jack is, by the way. And I just want to shout out Durante, by the way, on Rangers TV, because he continued to shout out Ryan Jack every single time he could, because when commentators come on there, sometimes the focus is just on all the attacking play and this and that, and that's kind of where the eye draws. But Durante kept bringing it back to Ryan Jack, saying Ryan Jack here again, doing all this and doing a lot of the things that goes unseen. I absolutely loved hearing that from Durante, and again, that performance from Ryan Jack, simply outstanding. His midfield partners, by the way, were brilliant as well. Aribo had a very good game as well. I feel like I say that every time the man plays. But so did Stephen Davis, who I think was about that off being the man of the match himself. He was sensational. Tavernier had another captain's performance, trying to kick him, trying to trip him, trying to pull him down on his feet, and always being positive. And genuinely everyone played well, even Flanagan, who rebounded after a bit of a sticky first half. Second half, never put a foot wrong. But the last player I want to speak about is going to be Ojo, because again, as mentioned earlier on, there's been a little bit of pressure on him. But one thing I really love about this guy is how positive he is, and the fact that he is willing to shoot from range. That's something we continually ask for and demand from these Rangers players, to shoot from range. Every single time that guy got the ball at his feet, he was drifting inside and trying to hit it. We got one goal from it, we nearly got another two. So shout out to the man as well. And the fact that I haven't even mentioned Alfredo Morelos or Jermaine Defoe in the individual player focus, even though they scored 5 goals between them, tells you how good this Rangers team is. But again, I'm not going to speak about every single player because I didn't want to take up what's left of your Sunday. Go ahead, enjoy yourselves, do whatever you want to do. That has been the fan recap. I'm absolutely buzzing right in here with that Rangers performance. Everyone to a man was outstanding, and I just love that once again Rangers has silenced their critics with a phenomenal statement performance. But before we wrap up today's video, I am handing the reins over to you guys. The comment section is yours. Get your thoughts and opinions about Rangers 6, Hibs 1. And while you guys are getting your thoughts and opinions out there, let's jump over to Twitter and hear from the people then, shall we? Now, Jermaine Defoe rightly won man of the match. I mean, scoring goals is the hardest job in football, and the man got himself a perfect hat-trick, but I also thought it was equally important to mention the other two who were absolutely outstanding as well. So I went with Jermaine Defoe, Jordan Jones and Ryan Jack, and as always left the fourth choice open as other. So let's see. Wow, there's been 2,339 votes. Thank you so much for getting involved. 2% votes for other, 19% votes for Jordan Jones, 31% of the people votes for Ryan Jack, but far and away winner with 48% of the votes is the hat-trick hero himself, Jermaine Defoe. So let's see what they've had to say then. Philip Ewan McGregor writes in Defoe's the obvious answer, but I'd say Jack, the guy doesn't have a bad game. Lucas writes in Defoe was excellent, but Jack edged it for me, possibly his best performance for us besides the game against Celtic. Danny Taylor writes in I picked other because everyone was my man of the match. I rate that, mate. Jamie Clark writes in Stephen Davis was outstanding as well, never put a foot wrong. Ranger Zone writes in Jack sensational, controlled the game as well, a couple of times pushing deeper right to Tav to give more freedom to him as well. Sev Ojo writes in Defoe gets the nod for the hat-trick, but that was Jack's best performance in a Rangers shirt. He was tremendous, he was everywhere. Precision also writes in Jack has came on leaps and bounds since Gerrard got the job, looks more like a complete midfielder now and not just a ball winner. Beautiful. So's these tweets, lads. So are these tweets. Kimberly writes in Jones for me, he kept making chances and the lad can run. Brilliant game. Could watch it on repeat. Hashtag 55 is coming. Rob Cairns writes in Jack was outstanding today, won every ball and drove us forward. Cameron Smith writes in great performance. And the last one we'll go all the way down to the bottom and we'll stop it here. And it comes from 3909 on. He writes in Jack was everywhere, immense performance but few other contenders as well. So there it is. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you've heard from the people, you've heard from myself. If you haven't done so already, what are you waiting for? Dive into the comments section and speak about that terrific performance. As always, shout out to the absolute legends on the Patreon's account. If you'd like to support the channel directly, links for that is down there in the description below. And I've been Siege Novo 92. Thank you so much for watching, and bye.